Firstly, Victor Radley. Personally, I feel as though it's a ticking clock as far as his time at the Sydney Roosters are concerned.
Oh dear. It's not even a penalty in someone's face.
What's going to happen there when Ronaldo gets in someone? Surely he doesn't get sin bin.
The explanation from Ashley Klein on the field to Joey Tarpany was that Hudson Young has been sin bin for getting up in Reese's grill.
You asked me if I'm happy. No, I'm not happy. I think it was a poor decision.
And the Bulldogs lead the final for the first time.
I think the Dogs win.
Why?
Tight game. Penrith, I don't think they're playing that well. There's a hot tip that Dylan Edwards is under massive pressure to keep his Australian #1 jersey.
Guys, biggest story of the week as far as the NRL is concerned in relation to drugs and gambling. Victor Radley, Brandon Smith are the two significant individuals caught up in this one. Bring you up to speed, on Thursday morning, Brandon Smith appeared in Southport Magistrates Court where he pled not guilty to the charges laid against him. That court case has been adjourned until October 9. And also, he is under the direction not to contact Victor Radley nor the accused drug dealer. Fans simply want to know what it means for the two futures of these two players. And firstly, Victor Radley. Personally, I feel as though it's a ticking clock as far as his time at the Sydney Roosters are concerned. How do you see it, boys?
Well, first of all, we should stress that Victor's not under any police investigation. He's not facing any charges from the police. This is purely an issue with the Sydney Roosters and the NRL, just because he's been caught up in this, and Nick Politis has been so strident about his stance on drugs. And I'm with you, Dave. I think there's a pretty dark cloud hanging over Victor's future at the Sydney Roosters. I'd be very surprised if he's there next year.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll manage Victor's exit out of the club. I don't think there'll be grounds to sack him, which means that the parties will have to come to some sort of agreement. It'll be interesting if Victor digs his heels in, or he and Nick Politis can look each other in the eye and work out a deal.
If he's not formally charged by the police of this, he probably has every right to dig his heels in. He won't
be charged. He's not going to be charged.
Well, there you go. He's not going to be charged. Okay, so financially, he's got a contract. He deserves to see that contract out. It's probably a case of allegedly bringing the game into disrepute. That's probably where it sits.
Definitely, but I still don't think it's enough to sack him.
Yeah,
there are fans out there thinking, well, where would Victor end up? Is there a club in the NRL, or is it the English Super League that Victor ends up?
Well, I think there'll be offers out there from the NRL clubs and potentially Super League. I think, Reedy's got a story online now on Coach Sports and the Telegraph regarding the London Broncos, Reedy, and that could be a potential great landing spot for Victor.
Well, and the other issue you have, a lot of these Roosters guys, they don't want to play against the Roosters. And I can't imagine, where I'd love to see him go, and we've spoken about this, I'd love it if he went to South Bay to play for him. How good would that be?
Yeah.
Well, they don't need him, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit. But I can imagine him going to Super League potentially. I mean, London are watching the situation. Darren Lockie's taken over there now. They want to sign at least 6 NRL players. They've got a few already who've agreed to go there. But I imagine they would love to get Victor Radley to the London Broncos if they get in Super League next year. So that's the logical one. He obviously plays for England. He's only 27 though. So I could even imagine him going to England for 1 year.
Yeah.
And then, mate, if you're Mel Meninga and you're coming in as Perth, it'd be a handy signing for you. So I could even see him going to London or one of the Super League clubs for a year, coming back and going to Perth. That would mean playing against the Roosters, which I imagine would be difficult for him. But I could see that happening.
Boys, you ready for your Viking clap? Hey? It's on.
You look like Mick Ennis there.
Down at GIO Stadium. That's funny you should say that. I was talking to Blake Brayley, the Sharks captain, the other day. He said he might go watch the 2016 final that the Sharks won in Canberra.
Yes, Todd Holmes is there! 19 for the season for Valentine Holmes! And the Sharks are back to within 4 and maybe 2.
He loves watching old Sharks games. He's a tragic. But that one lives long in the memory of the Sharks players and the Sharks fans. Michael Ennis doing the Viking clap. This is a big one, huge. How do the Raiders bounce back after that Incredible qualifying loss to the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Raiders being flat. Like, they'll get up again.
They're young.
Elimination final, they're young, at home. They won't do, obviously, much training this week. It's all about managing their bodies and making sure they're right to go physically. But I feel like they're in a better spot than if what Brisbane would have been. If Brisbane had to play, obviously, Billy Walters, ACL, Payne Haas ankle, Piakura,
fractured cheekbone,
Pat Carrigan. So I think the Broncos walked away from that game desperately needing the week off, where, obviously Canberra would have loved the week off, but I don't think we're going to see a poor performance from the Raiders come Saturday night.
No, they don't have poor performances in them, as their consistency shows by finishing minor premiers. You're right, Mick. No injuries, no suspensions. That's the first tick for the Green Machine to get this done coming out of last Sunday. But the emotional, it has to be between the ears, the mentality and the emotion of, okay, we've got to find another 80 minutes.
Yeah, Ricky's a bit of a master motivator, though, isn't he? And I'm sure he'll get the best out of you. Love Ricky. I'm sure they'll get the best he'll get the best out of his players and lift them out of the doldrums. And you just have to simply point out to them what's at stake. I mean, they're in the window right now. This is a team that can win a comp. And I think they'll bounce back and beat Cronulla this weekend. I'm looking forward. Can you see, Dave, Ronaldo at some point in this game pulling out the Viking clap? He's the guy, I reckon. He's the Mick Ennis who might pull out the Viking clap at some point.
I want to see Ronaldo get in Hudson Young's face and see what happens then.
Well, ironically, Ronaldo is up against the nicest bloke in Australian sport, Jed Stewart.
Oh, Jed Stewart, yeah.
Won't be much sledging.
So I don't think Jeddy will be throwing too much back.
Yeah. So what's going to happen there when Ronaldo gets in someone's? Surely he doesn't get sin binned.
Someone's grill.
Oh, well, that's...
the Preston's been set.
But that's
straight to the bin.
Oh, don't.
No, but they got it wrong.
Mate, the Preston's been
Didn't they say they got it wrong?
I don't think... No, they said they got the penalty wrong, I think. I didn't think they said they got the sin bin.
No, the explanation from Ashley Klein on the field to Joey Tarpany was that Hudson Young has been sin binned for getting up in Reese's grill.
You asked me if I'm happy. No, I'm not happy. I think it was a poor decision.
Well, you said it's going to happen again.
Well, there's a precedent.
It won't be happening. It better not be happening.
No, it shouldn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen.
I think Saturday night at GIO.
You're torn here. Who are you backing, Dave?
No, I think Saturday night at GIO.
Are you backing, Dave?
He's not torn.
No,
is he?
I can... what I will say...
He's a Sharky.
Yeah, I will say
Ricky
Saturday night at GIO Stadium is a huge advantage.
Yep.
I think for the Raiders. What I did see from Cronulla is a resilience I haven't seen in a long time.
They played tough,
They've
man. Real tough.
They've gone back-to-back finals style victories.
Yeah. Yep.
Bulldogs, Roosters. So with that, I do give them a genuine shot.
Okay.
I'll give them a shot of winning for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be a really close game. I think Canberra will get the job done but I think it's going to be a tight game.
KO Weeks is the guy.
Game breaker.
For the Raiders, and the Sharks need to find their game breaker.
They love the speed that some of the Raiders backline possess. The Sharks, like blokes like KO Weeks, can just do something out of nothing, right? Who can do that for Cronulla? That's the question.
Well, Braden Trindle was pretty good last week. I think he's the wild card for him. I actually think Ethan Strange will have a big game, Dave. I thought he was. He had moments last week, but I didn't think he sort of owned that game. And I reckon Ethan Strange might be the man this week.
There's an interesting coaching decision that's going on with Craig Fitzgibbon that's gone under the radar, and it's playing a Kiwi Test back rower off the bench for Billy Burns to start. Now, Billy Burns has been super consistent, great for the Sharks, really good pickup. But if there is an advantage, potentially it's the Sharks bench. And for you to bring Britton Nakor off the bench with leg speed and those lines that he runs, throw in, who is it, Sifatalakai, Hamlin and Welle.
Does Hazelton play?
Either Kafusi or Hazelton.
Yeah, so Kafusi would drop out if Hazelton plays.
I would think that's the change. Or it might be Ueli. But that's a deep
there's
bench.
Punch. Yeah, there's punch.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel there's an advantage to Cronulla.
Okay, you tipping Cronulla?
By 2.
Oh, Ricky, did you hear that, mate? Davey's jumped off you.
Are you tipping Reedy?
Canberra.
Easily?
Pretty easily, yeah. Not a smash up, not by 30, but I think they'll win it comfortably, yeah.
Nah, Canberra a tight one for mine.
Okay.
Boys, this will be huge at Accor Stadium on Sunday. Massive. Well, I think potentially 70,000 fans into Accor. I would assume predominantly blue and white. Bulldogs, Panthers. So many subplots to this game, but ultimately Reed man, Mickey, will you be up in the helicopter
Ha!
on Saturday for the Bulldogs captain's run to assess whether the captain, courageous Stephen Crichton, can get out
He's
there?
not playing.
I don't
Dave.
think we need to, Dave, do we? I
Oh, you ruled him out.
don't think he plays. Do you think
Okay.
he plays?
I'm not ruling him out yet. It's too early.
Do you
He's
think
not-
he plays?
Come on, he's not playing.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You know what? Even if Crichton doesn't play, I'm giving the Bulldogs a big chance. I think they can win this game. I think they. In fact, no. I think they will win this game.
Look
I've
out.
just changed it on the spot. I think the Dogs win.
Why?
Tight game. I don't know.
I think they
Okay.
can
I've just
win.
got a feeling about them.
I'm going with you, Reedy.
I think they've been.
I'm coming with you.
I think they've been playing half
He
point.
just convinced you?
I'm coming with
I think
him.
they've been playing half
And
point.
I don't like going with him
They
anywhere.
got 70,000 people screaming, and I don't think. Look, Penrith. I don't think they're playing that well. Another one, like 10 of their last 13
They got
or
some
something.
good calls, like their way.
Mate,
against
the
the
Warriors gave them a little fright, and they were way under. Why are you laughing?
This
I'll
bloke.
just let you go. Keep going.
I,
Penrith aren't going good. Anyone?
I didn't. Okay, I don't think they're playing the socks off.
They're
Right?
not playing as good as they have. No.
No, okay. Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
mate. So I think Canterbury can win this game.
Yeah.
I believe. I don't think they'll go any further, but I think they can win this week.
So as far as the Dogs are concerned, it did come down to that Xavier Coates intercept to put the game to bed.
Mate, they
Oh, that was sensational.
Let's consider
They
that.
were in both games against Melbourne late in this
Yeah,
year.
They were
They
better.
left 3
than-
tries over the
Their
line.
performance was better than Penrith's last week.
Yes.
There you go.
Agree.
So you're giving them a chance.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I think Penrith will win.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Penrith forwards will get the better of the middle battle, and then Nathan will play off the back of that.
Yeah, they've got to control him. He's so good, man.
I just
What a
think
player.
The Bulldogs pack need to have a massive game.
I thought Josh Curran played his best game in a long time last week.
Yeah, it's solid. Yeah.
I think he was really good for him. He's been a bit down in form, but I think he was really good for him last week. Kickout's got that problem. He's got
He's got to have a blinder. Needs to have a blinder.
he's got the facial injury, right?
Did he ever have scans on that? We never did.
Well,
Never
he-
got the bottom of
No,
it.
he didn't have scans. He said, "I don't need them." And and look, they did their assessment on him. They're not. The medical staff of the Bulldogs aren't going to put their own careers at jeopardy by saying,
Yeah.
if you need a scan, he's going to get one. But no, they suggest he's okay.
Can I ask, where do you think it's going to land with Marnie and Bailey Hayward? What do you think is going to happen there?
I think Marnie starts off the bench.
Okay.
I do too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that, but I think that's what will happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Reid should start 20 minutes and then Bailey comes on, change the tempo, better service, better communication out of dummy half. But I think Reid is a tone setter for what Canterbury will need to do to win the game.
Matt Burton at centre gives, I love that. It just gives him another strike option out wide. He can still get his kicks away. We've seen him do it.
He's a centre, Dave.
Yeah.
The more I see him play there, the more I'm convinced he's an elite centre.
But that's why I firmly believe Mitch Woods will push up, and it'll be Woods and Galvin in the halves and Birdo in the centres. Rumour mill time, fellas. What do you got? I'm hearing some whispers about the Kangaroos.
Well, Dave, there's a hot tip, a street corner tip, that Dylan Edwards is under massive pressure to keep his Australian number 1 jersey. Teddy's putting pressure on. The Aussie selectors have already checked on Teddy's health and fitness and availability for the tour at the end of the year. And there's a bit of a whisper Reece Walsh is putting monstrous pressure on him as well. And maybe Teddy and Reece Walsh go on the tour. So Dylan Edwards got a massive fight in his hands to keep his number 1 jersey. I think he might have lost it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I agree with that decision.
You've been pushing Teddy for all year.
Well, he should have been the New South Wales fullback. But if we're picking the Kangaroo squad right now, Dylan can turn it around, right? Because we know how he's a world-class player. But off the back of his post-origin form, it's been poor, right? Compared to the way Tedesco and Reece Walsh have been playing, I'd be taking those two.
Is it the drain of the 5 years of being up for so long? This guy's an athletic freak, Dylan Edwards.
Yeah.
This guy holds the records as far as fitness standards are concerned at the Penrith Panthers and has done for so long.
He looks like the one Panther that's tired.
Yeah.
Like that looks like he's hit the wall a little bit, and you can understand, right? Like he's been up for so long, and it's the fundamental areas which is concerning. Like he's a little bit tentative under the high ball, but he's made a couple play the ball areas the last couple of weeks, which is just concentration, and
mental
confidence.
fatigue.
Yeah, and that's a concern for mine. But he can turn it around in one blister in half, right?
Yes.
He's got that in him. But as it stands, I would not be picking him for the Kangaroos.
Wow.
But I can't disagree with Teddy at all. I mean, the guy's just, he's been incredible. this season, and arguably everything to what the Roosters were able to achieve. So that's a big call, leaving Dylan Edwards out of a tour.
Are you guys leaving him out?
If I'm going to leave him out, I'm selecting Reece Walsh over Teddy.
What it is it's a great indication of how good the quality of talent is.
At fullback,
to be leaving Dylan Edwards out.
I'm going Reece Walsh. If you want to take Teddy on the tour, take him.
Do you take Teddy if he's not going to be a starting fullback?
But the bit I don't get is, how would you take Teddy and Reece Walsh? Would you take two fullbacks?
Well, you wouldn't necessarily think so in a squad of 22.
No.
The catch is...
Because they might take four halves.
Well, a lot of the great coaches always say, just pick the best players and worry about their positions later. How that fits with Reece and Teddy, I don't know. Does Reece play a 14 role?
Yeah, well, I would have thought Tommy Dearden might be the 14.
Sure.
Because you've got to take Mitch, Nathan and Cam Munster, you'd imagine.
So if you got Cam Munster in the squad, maybe you only take one fullback because he's your backup fullback as well.
That as well. A lot to ponder.
A lot to unfold.